Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today's video I am very excited about. It's about a crypto project which I believe has the technology to really send shockwaves through the industry. Yeah, I'm really excited about today's project. The team's amazing, the project seems amazing. Kind of just want to dive straight in, but if you're new here, quick background on me. I've got 5+ years of investing in crypto since 2019 and I'm a qualified financial advisor in real life. Recently started the YouTube channel, recently launched a Discord server as well, which new members are joining every day. Seems like there's a strong community growing here, so please, it's free. Link is in the description and in the comments. Jump in, have a chat with me, have a chat with the community, and yeah, let's just get straight into today's video, guys. So today's video is going to be on the crypto project called Qubic. Now, I first heard about Qubic, I want to say midway through 2023, maybe summertime, June, July, August, maybe September time, and I kind of made a mistake because I just didn't really understand the project at the start. It was given to me by someone in my network and I tried to understand it, but I was really busy at the time focusing on all sorts of crypto projects and real life work as well, being a financial advisor. So I just didn't have the time. Because I didn't understand it, I just kind of was like, push it to the side. I was like, what is all this hype around this project? Why is everyone talking about it? But I just didn't, sly regret. But recently, something kicked in. I don't know if it was a gut instinct or whatever, but I was like, right, I've got a bit of time. Let me look into Qubic. Let me see what all the fuss is about. And since finally really, being able to wrap my head around the project somewhat, I'm like, wow, I've been blown away by what I've read and what I've understood. So I'm going to try to keep this review on Qubic generic and mainly just for the average mind to understand. I don't want to dive into any technicalities. I'll leave that to the true Qubic community. It's got a very strong community and there's so many people better equipped than me to answer any serious questions. But I just want to give a quick overview and try and help as many people understand it, at least at a basic level. Now, in my 5 years of being in crypto, I've not seen a project like Qubic. See, it's not a proof of work. It's not entirely a proof of work. It's not a proof of stake. It's not even a blockchain, and it's not a DAG. It's its own thing. Is the best way to describe it. It's new technology, let's say, and it can't be compared to anything else we've seen in this space. So in the white paper, Qubic says it is revolutionizing the world of cryptocurrency with its quorum-based computer system. Now, in real life, a quorum is the minimum number of people needed to make a meeting valid, and the same principle applies in Qubic. So it says, at its core, Qubic is powered by 676 computers responsible for executing smart contracts. The platform ensures reliability by requiring a quorum. Remember, the minimum number of 451 out of the 676 computers to reach the same result before considering it final. So unlike traditional crypto that consume massive amounts of energy for mining, Qubic boasts a useful proof of work system that leverages mining capacities for AI training. Now, they say proof of work, but it's not a typical proof of work, right? It really is something different. Jumping between sources because the information on Qubic is very spread out. Qubic doesn't run on an operating system. It runs entirely out of RAM, we can see here. So that in itself is just incredible. So it cuts out the overheads of an operating system, which gives it more power and more just data and space to focus on other aspects. And it says here, this allows for some incredible performance. And to give a hint, a live test, Qubic achieved 40 million transactions per second. If you're new to crypto, this obviously number might not mean a lot to you, but just for some comparison, Bitcoin itself does 5 transactions per second, all right? Bitcoin does 5. Qubic is looking to do 40 million per second. To give further comparison of how monumental this number is, we've got Ethereum doing about 15 TPS. We've got, popular blockchains. Cardano does 250. We're getting into the upper echelons. We've got Polygon that does about 65,000 and Solana that do 65,000 as well. And these are very popular blockchains. These are, top 20 projects. New technology, however, always trumps old technology. We've got a project coming out that came out last year, actually, Tectum. Tectum can do about 1 million, 1.2 million TPS, which again it's just insane, in comparison to its predecessors. And there's a project that was released only, I want to say the start of this year, like maybe a couple of weeks ago, called defi. Defi claims to do 8 million. So we can see that it's constantly evolving and getting better and better. But 8 million sounds incredible, but when you compare that to Qubic's 40 million TPS, simply because it's not a blockchain, it's not proof of stake, it's not a DAG, it's its own entity running on its unique technology and using RAM, etc. To get 40 million TPS just blows all competition out the water. So Qubic was founded by a guy called Sergey, I don't want to butcher this, but Ivan Cheglo. also known as Come From Beyond, so he's got an alias. And this guy is just an absolute genius. So he was the founder of NXT and the co-founder of IOTA. And IOTA is for me, in my opinion, it's an absolutely incredible project in terms of its technology. It's just a bit of a tortoise, shall we say. It's specified on the Internet of Things, which is going to be absolutely massive in the future. But yeah, so he's co-founder of projects. As you can see, that they're the number one and number three best return on investment. Created the very first 100% proof of stake protocol, very first ICO project, the first DAG protocol. You can see this coding mumbo jumbo. I'm not a coder, so I don't really understand it. But he's just an absolute pioneer. So I think his CV kind of speaks for itself. If he's coming out with a project like Qubic, it's got some legs to it. Now I have a few people that are active in the Qubic Discord, and they've let me know that he speaks regularly, updates community. He's constantly doing, I want to call them experiments, but testing out, whatever to do with Qubic, any developments, and lets the community know. So he is very active on Qubic. It's almost like his baby that he's growing. So we've got some more numbers, some facts and figures on Qubic here. We've got over 50,000 community members. It was fair launch, which is absolutely amazing. No VC money, no seed investment, no private investments. It was all fair. 90,000 miners at the moment, over 90,000. Mainnet's been alive for almost 2 years now. 40 million smart contract transfers per second. 10.5 trillion Qubic has been burnt in 3 smart contracts so far. I'll get onto the tokenomics later because that is something that does scare people. But the idea's been around since 2012. It was actually I think it was a subsector within IOTA, Come From Beyond was working on, but eventually just decided to split and make it its own thing. But it was under the whole IOTA ecosystem at some point, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, we've already discussed the 676 computers or validators for full decentralization. So if we continue down the website, we can see the smart contract section. Their smart contracts differ from others. Each contract must pass a quorum proposal vote, which we already saw the vote was about 2/3. When it is accepted, it is launched via an IPO with 676 shares. The Qubic spent on these shares is locked into the smart contract, reducing Qubic's circulating supply and paying for contract execution. The shareholders earn passive income from these contract fees, and the contract is self-sustaining until the locked Qubic is depleted, after which a portion of the shareholder fees funds further execution. So this is in essence a burn mechanism or deflationary mechanism on Qubic's tokenomics, bringing down the supply every time a smart contract is created or passed, the vote is passed. We've got the quorum protocol, which we've already discussed. You only need 451 out of 676 to approve a transaction or whatever. And we can see here that right now the block time is 7 seconds, which used to be 0.2 seconds. And, with upgrades coming, they aim to get sub under 1 second again in Q2, Q3, Q4 of 2024. Going down further, we've got Oracle machines as well, which are just going to help smart contracts be smarter. We can see resolving events through trustworthy data, and there's an AI element as well to Qubic. So it's called Agarth, just Agarth. Agarth is an AI software running on top of Qubic that gets its information from over 100,000 or nearly 100,000, numbers rapidly increasing, of AI miners, creating billions of artificial neural networks within their computational power. Now this part is key. It says the goal is to create an open source, true AI public available for everyone. You guys know my opinion on AI by now. It's going to be absolutely revolutionary in the world. I think everyone knows that in the future, especially in crypto. So, if they can manage to create this on top of the layer 1 that it already is, we're combining 2 massive just technologies and, mixing them together to create almost like a super project. So down here, we've got more information about the useful proof of work. So it's, like I said, it's because it's not a blockchain. I don't want to call it a proof of work because then people might just associate it with, other proof of work projects. But, it's got the useful proof of work and it's feeless transactions, which again, if you guys are in crypto, the Ethereum transaction fees, it's just a joke. But we've got completely feeless transactions here on Qubic as well. Now, moving on to the tokenomics of Qubic, in all honesty, this is what threw me off the first time I found out about the project. As you can see here, it says in the world of Qubic, the utility or coin driving the ecosystem is not a mere currency, but an energy unit. These are known as Qubic units, and they serve as fuel for executing smart contracts and accessing other services on the Qubic platform. So there's a use case for Qubic, the actual token or coin, whatever you want to call it. However, what most people see is that it has a maximum supply of 1,000 trillion, which is just, it's an absolutely obscene number. They see the 1,000 trillion, they see the 1 trillion units per week emitted, And obviously, there's a ridiculous supply, inflation risk, etc. that people at first glance would be like, nope, not for me, and turn off. Well, anyway, that's what I did, and I came in with experience as well. So yeah, what I've done is I've kind of broken down exactly what the tokenomics are and what a fair comparison are as an explanation. I created this table in PowerPoint to better visualize and hopefully talk through what I'm going to say. I apologize for it not looking polished at all. Creativity isn't my strong point. But the first thing to know about Qubic is that unlike Bitcoin, it doesn't have a decimal point. It deals solely in integers. So at first glance, when you see the supply in quotation marks of both projects, you can see Bitcoin is 21 million and Qubic is 1,000 trillion, which, there's a massive gap there. However, if we're going to do a like-for-like comparison, we have to compare it to each of its smallest units. So obviously 1 Qubic is just 1 Qubic. There's no decimal point. It is an integer. However, one Bitcoin can be split up into what we call Satoshis, the smallest unit of Bitcoin, which is the equivalent of 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So yeah, when we divide the 21 million by 100 million or whatever it is, we get 2,100 trillion Satoshis in comparison to 1,000 trillion Qubics. As you can see here, it looks as though Qubic has not better tokenomics, but it's a lot more comparable. When adjusted for the weekly emission of 1 trillion Qubic per week, it's actually the equivalent of 10,000 Bitcoin per week at this stage as well. So looking at the circulating supply adjusted, we've currently got about 19,628,000 Bitcoins in circulation. Qubic, rather than being 74 trillion, it's actually about 740,000 in comparison to Bitcoin. And the max supply isn't 1,000 trillion, it's about 10 million. It's about half that of Bitcoin. And that's not even factoring in the fact that, Qubic is deflationary. We've seen that with the burn mechanism built into the smart contracts. Compared to Bitcoin, that's not deflationary at all. So obviously at first glance, when you see the number trillion thrown around, 1 trillion per week, 1,000 trillion supply, it's, heart attack, like, oh, what's going to happen here? But when you break it down and actually do a comparison, tokenomics actually good. I want to say revolutionary, but it is very innovative tokenomics with Qubic. Going back to the tokenomics document, it does say here a point will come in the future no earlier than 2041, so years and years away, where the burn rate will match or surpass the emission rate, causing a plateau in the circulating coins growth. However, what they will do is, should Qubic ever approach 999 trillion in circulation, the quorum would initiate a weekly burn of 1 trillion as execution fees, ensuring consistent revenue generation. It also says down here that they can essentially play with the supply, instead of it is. Yeah, we can see down here, instead it is burned, adjusting for the inflation or deflation of QUs in the ecosystem, which is just very good tokenomics. They can really balance it out to avoid, overinflation or, over disinflation? No, deflation, over deflation. Just quickly highlighting the AI element of Qubic called AGARTH. It aims to be the true AI for everyone. It is open source, and once it is live, it will be open source for everyone. Powered by hundreds and thousands of miners using their CPUs and GPUs. They'll collect real world data through the Oracle machines we mentioned previously. And, unlike Bitcoin, Qubic mining for AGARTH is genuinely useful, with miners being rewarded based on their performance in finding solutions for AI training. Going into more detail here on exactly how the artificial intelligence will work on Qubic, there's a section here, I'm just going to sum up in my own words, but it essentially, they will be gathering data from thousands of Qubic miners who create billions of artificial neural networks, which we've seen previously as well, and they're all tasked with compressing and decompressing random data. The teacher ANN modifies these ANNs to perform their task more efficiently using complex methods that even its creators don't fully understand. They're that complex. Eventually, this process will lead to the emergence of true AI or singularity. So just to further conclude what we've already discussed about Qubic, there's a nice little key features here, key features document. So we know that it's open source. We know that they call it a useful proof of work, but just think of it as just its own technology, just something completely different. It's operating system independent, like we said, it runs on RAM. We've got sub-second finality, which we've already discussed as well. We've got the fastest smart contracts, and we've got speed and security. So, just looking at all these words here and what Qubic can do, it's a nice little summary. We've already gone into the details, so yeah. Qubic have a good social media presence as well. We can see on X they have about 40,000 followers, and they do regularly tweet, regularly update the community. And in the Discord, I believe there's about 22,000 members, and it's a very active Discord. You know, the developers are in there, the community's in there, all talking, all asking questions, all updating each other. It is a very strong and vibrant community. So getting into the price of Qubic today, we can see that it is, rather than reading out all the zeros, we simplify it into saying that it's about $4,800 per billion. CoinMarketCap's data is just crap as usual. They're really not good with some of their coins. The market cap right now of Qubic is not $4.8 billion, and yeah, it just doesn't look great. So what I like to use is Live Coin Watch. I don't know how accurate this is, but it's more accurate than CoinMarketCap. But yeah, we can see it's about $4,800 per billion, with a market cap currently about $360 million. And we can see here just green, you know, it's really been pushing forward Qubic in the last, we can see in the last 3 months, it's been about 70%, which is insane. Yeah, the circulating supply of about 74 trillion. But yeah, if we look at the graph, so I actually first heard about Qubic, I think it was under $1,000 per billion. So maybe like around here, maybe sooner. It was early on, shall we say, before all of this. Damn, it's such a regret that I didn't fully understand the project then. We can see, you know, it probably started to gain traction, as we can see around here. Maybe some influencers were mentioning it, or people just starting to get wind of the project. And we can see, you know, the rise up was in a bit of a consolidation, nice purchase period here. And then again recently, because it's, you know, being found again, we can see it rising and rising and rising. But yeah, the key part to take away from here is that currently the market cap is $360 million. Now, in terms of the exchanges that it is listed on, it is literally just a hidden gem. It's on Safe Trade, and I haven't even heard of this one, Trade Ogre. I haven't heard of this one. Do your due diligence on this one, because I don't know. But yeah, it's on Safe Trade. It's the only place you can get it right now. It has no tier 1, tier 2, even tier 3. Is this tier 3? I don't know. No big exchanges right now to get Qubic, which works in our favor because we are extremely, extremely early to this project. Now, in terms of price predictions, it's a hard one to predict for Qubic simply because I don't really have anything to compare it with. There's nothing like this in crypto that I can just be like, oh, you know, previously this did that, so we can, you know, make a comparison. No. This is its own thing. And it's revolutionary, innovative, new technology, which, you know, always wins in the end. New technology always trumps old technology. So we just look at what, you know, Solana's doing, Ethereum's doing, BNB, Cardano. These are all projects worth tens, if not hundreds of billions in a bull run. Qubic right now we saw is $360 million. So, I mean, a 10x puts it at 3.6 billion, 100x puts it at 36 billion, you know, 2.53x puts it, you know, over 100 billion. 250, 300x, sorry, puts it at over 100 billion. So we are very, very early on this project. Now, there's a lot of people speaking recently that they missed the boat on Tau. We saw what BitTensor's doing, you know, another AI project, absolutely blowing just everything out of the water. But people feel that they missed the boat on Tau. If that's the case, I would seriously consider looking at Qubic, because not only is it AI, I'm not in any way comparing them in terms of the actual project itself, but, you know, $360 million market cap for an AI layer 1 with a team led by Come From Beyond, with excellent technology, amazing tokenomics, real use case, you know, groundbreaking, revolutionary project. It could easily do a 10, 50, 100x in this current bull cycle, let alone, you know, in the next bull cycle in 3-4 years. I expect Qubic to be top 5, top 10 easily. You know, we've seen that it's not a blockchain. We've seen that it doesn't have an operating system. It works on RAM. We've seen the 40 million transactions per second. You know, this stuff could be used with instant finality. You know, it could be used for stuff like traders. It could be the layer 1 could be used for making payments. You know, imagine instant payments with 40 million TPS. We've seen the smart contracts. We've seen the burn mechanism. So, you know, it's just ticking so many boxes. If you guys are regular viewers on my channel, you do know that I like to conclude my individual project assessments with my coin scoring matrix, just as an easy visualization. So, does Qubic have innovative or excellent technology? That is a green. We've mentioned that multiple times throughout this video. Their technology is amazing and possibly revolutionary as well. Relevant narrative, it is a layer 1 artificial intelligence crypto. So yeah, that is very, very relevant for this upcoming bull cycle. Low market cap, I'm going to give a yellow, because whilst it isn't low, it isn't high either. You know, $350, $360 million, I would call a mid cap. Good tokenomics, yep. Contrary to popular belief, after seeing the 1,000 trillion, 1 trillion per week, the tokenomics, once you break it down and understand it, the tokenomics are very good. The deflationary burn mechanism built in as well. They are very good tokenomics. Experienced incredible team, again, green, come from beyond. His CV speaks for itself. He really is a pioneer and an absolute genius in crypto. I have no doubt that he's going to drive this project into the top 10, top 5 in the future. Key partnerships. This is the first red, but I will say this red with an asterisk because whilst I haven't seen any key partnerships, I think the team is just so focused on developing the product, ironing everything out, and making it as best as it can be. And when it is, best believe the partnerships are going to absolutely fly in for Qubic. Active community again is a green. 20,000 plus in the Discord, regularly talking. They regularly update what's going on. Shiny coin effect means, was it around for the last bull cycle? Nope. So it's a new project. It's going to have the shiny coin. People are going to be like, oh, what's this? So yep, shiny coin effect. Yep. Fair launched. It was indeed. We saw it on the website. No VCs, no seed, no private. Fair launched as well. And promising roadmap. It's not obvious. Is more. I'm going to give it a yellow because there is one in the Discord. It came from come from beyond anyway. I'll put an overlay over. But he basically said, finish the smart contract, finish oracles, finish outsource computations, finish AI graph, and eradicate humankind. So he's got a little bit of banter to him as well. So I would like that if it would be easier to see either on a white paper or on their website. But there is a roadmap there. But yeah, guys, that is my video on Qubic summed up. I tried to keep it as basic and hopefully easy to understand as possible for the average listener or watcher. I didn't want to get into technicalities because I will get confused. I'm not a computer scientist or developer myself. But I really do expect this project to make leaps and bounds in crypto. You aren't late to it. Ignore the recent pumps. $350 million market cap. When this project could be worth the tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars in the future, you are still very, very early. Like I said, I saw this project at $1,000 per billion, and I faded it. Not going to make the same mistake twice. But yeah, that's the video wrapped up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate all the support I've been getting on my videos in my Discord. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Jump in the Discord. It's completely free. Have a chat with me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.